So hopefully everybody's moved over to this new session now, and we can get John in to deliver his session on outdoor living, as I was just introducing there. So again, just say everybody's moved over into the new session, looking at outdoor concepts, the new normal, and just inviting John there to join us and talk about the outdoor concepts and the opportunities for people in our industry. Sorry, guys, for the delay here. Obviously, just a little technical hitch as we get John to join. I can see he's there, but for some reason, just not coming through on screen. So just bear with us a second while we deal with that. We can see he's there. So we'll just wait for a second just for him to join us. Apologies. We will make sure he has plenty of time to talk through his presentation as planned. But maybe a chance for you guys just to walk around your desk, stretch your legs, and John will be with us really soon. I can see John's just accepted. So
morning, Nicola.
Apologies for that. Hi, John. Sorry, that took us a moment there. I think we were just a slight technical hitch, but it is lovely to be able to see and hear you. Thank you so much for your patience.
No problem at all.
So, John, brilliant. Thank you so much. You're joining us from Renson. I was just explaining to our delegates previously that obviously the outdoor living trend is a huge opportunity from 2020 and what we saw with the pandemic and almost £4 billion of money going through in that sector last year. So I am going to hand over to you, let you share your screen, switch my camera off, and the floor is yours for the next however long you need to go through your presentation. So over to you.
Great stuff. Thank you, Nicola. Good morning, everyone. I'm just about to share my screen with you. So we are screen. It should be coming on. Okay. Why is that not working? Why is that not coming through?
Close up the other tabs. If you go on window, go back.
Yep. No, that's the one.
Oh, share.
Is this not clicked? Yeah.
If you
There we go.
Again, and then into present.
Present in Teams. Present in Teams. Okay. Is everybody with me? So, good morning. Welcome to Renson. It's been a bit of a year for everybody. We're calling it the new normal. I think that's a phrase that's not necessarily been overused, but at the end of the day, we are finding different ways to work out how and where we're going as a community, as a country, as a world. currently. I'll give you a brief introduction as to who Renson are. We are a Belgium-based company. We work with ventilation, sun protection, and outdoor products. And what we're looking through is we've basically been around 112 years. It's 4 generations of family. It's the Renson family by name. We're currently moving through. It was founded in 1909. As I say, it's 112 years now. And then really, as far as the UK is concerned, we were very much sun protection started, and then moved forward with awnings, sun protection. We went on to louvered roofs, and then we found that how things were working and how the outdoors was moving forward, that we went into more outdoor buildings, so canopies. And then we've moved forward from there into a whole concept, which takes in the whole of the house and allows you to build, as you can see on the right-hand side, the total Renson concept home, which covers sun protection and solar gaming. Then the evolution of the Renson outdoor. So basically, from a market very limited in 2013, we have blossomed, unfortunately, through the COVID factor. Hasn't helped, but to us, it's something where people have taken the outdoors and looked at it far more seriously because they couldn't travel, because they were limited with what they could do. And with the benefits of health and well-being of being outdoors, it's made people look and decide differently on how they're working and how they look at the world now. So it's actually moved the actual whole of the industry is around about a £350 million industry. We found ourselves moving basically last year 3 to 4 times more ordering than we'd ever seen before. It was a nice problem to have, and of course we are now looking after everybody and getting to a system whereby we can get everybody sorted and back into the world with the best of living. So to meet that demand, we've just built a €75 million factory out in Belgium, which basically covers the whole of the outdoor. It's got a living experience area, so you can actually learn how and what the Renson brand stands for and how it can benefit you for future. So the whole idea, we're connecting with nature. It's because we've almost been moved outside, but ironically, we came from outside and have actually come inside. So originally we were outdoorsmen. We lived outside, we lived in caves. We've moved forward from there and we then moved into homes. And it's kind of, we've become enclosed. What we found through the pandemic is it's managed to give us the opportunity to move back outside again. And by doing this, we've actually moved on, and it's given us the opportunity to connect with nature again. So within buildings, within systems, it gives us that opportunity to connect back with nature and reap the benefits of something that was there already, something where we come from and go back to. And what that's done is it's given us the opportunity of families. I think as you look, it's the opportunity to breathe good air and give yourself the opportunity to move backwards and forwards and working through the outside space. It's almost become the epicenter of the home. This seems a temporary shift for many, but there's become a shift in lifestyle for us all. Studies are indicating that we've got a sustained growth really of moving around 3% towards 2030. So the new normal. What does the new normal look like? Well, the original was we had the hustle and bustle of lifestyle. We were cities, we were just living and breathing and not really enjoying the spaces that we had. Unfortunately, time stopped and we moved forward into cities that were completely devastated, nobody in them, nobody working, everybody had been moved outside. So exercising outside, it just moved us back to a city that was lost. We were in a position where we were working, but then we were working more in a situation where we could be working. So the natural world basically provided an essential, provided a retreat and a stress and a strangeness. So spending time in nature transforms the well-being. So now we're literally starting to spend more time outside. It gives us the opportunity to enjoy the spaces that we've got, even to the point with the exercising. So it pushes forwards for more family. So the crave for outside space became life-saving basically from the pandemic for thousands of people who were living alone, finding separation from family and friends was evidently on the well-being of thousands. So in 2020, we saw that 62% of people surveyed were using their gardens for outdoor space more than they had in previous years. Designers are now therefore need to create and find more outdoor solutions that offer occupants a solution for the sun and weather protection, comfort and space, privacy and flexibility. And trend analysis shows eBay then saw hot tub sales surge by 1,080%. So with the future for international travel being uncertain for most of us, most occupants left to reconsider holidays and milestone events leaves an additional income being transferred to outside renovations. Evidently, National Geographic reported that the travel and tourism industry had lost a whopping $8 trillion due to the pandemic. So it's no surprise that thousands were putting money into garden renovations to create ideal holiday at home sensation. In 2020, there was a 16% increase in sales for the gardens and outdoor living, with £3.7 billion being spent in garden makeovers in the residential sector. 1 in 7 indicated they carried out major garden or exterior renovations and improvements in the COVID-19 lockdown months of May, June and July of 2020. In the wake of the pandemic, gave a silver lining perhaps that we're reconnecting with our family or nature with the creation of a new space to take care of our newfound love of an active lifestyle. We were all seeking new spaces that could accommodate government guidelines of social distancing and reuniting with family and friends in a safe way. So through the pandemic, outside spaces have become an epicenter of the home. Although this seemed a temporary shift, there's become a shift in lifestyle for all of us, and studies are indicating there'll be a sustained growth of around 3% until 2030, as mentioned. And then the whole experience of outdoor now has actually moved up a level, because where we've now embraced this outside, we're starting to use for outdoor kitchens. They're great demand recently. 75% site surveys were planning for outdoor kitchens within their garden renovation. And experts suggest the demand for outdoor kitchens has come from the desire to have year-round gatherings in the open air. And exercise. So the idea, it doesn't seem ridiculous now that exercising outside was never just a sudden outcome from the closure of national gyms. They were becoming a popular way of group exercising. And now with the emphasis on fresh air, more are seeking outside exercise classes. And it's reported that West London is seeing a rise in the number of exercise spaces popping up. Facilities are booming because they offer users fresh air, wide open space, and also giving them much needed vitamin D. And there's some surprising benefits of being outside in the fresh air. It helps clear your lungs. Indoor air often has a suboptimal balance of oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide, especially in enclosed rooms with poor ventilation. And it can give you more energy, more mental focus. It lowers blood pressure, especially around trees, evidently, and heart rate. And it helps you heal faster and can even improve your digestion. Fitness spaces were not the only spaces to receive an outside upgrade. Home offices were also taken outside, and it was recorded during the first lockdown that productivity levels had increased whilst working outside and remotely. And the fresh air helped to reduce employment stress and anxiety levels. And then biophilic design has never been more prevalent than in today's climate. The connection with nature, directly or indirectly, has never been greater, with more designers turning to nature for supporting the wellness of occupants in whatever setting. 2020 saw healthcare professionals under immense pressure professionally and personally. In Israel that year, David Petrino asked New York-based designers to connect their rehabilitation centres with nature. Designers used boasting natural sounds and videos with live plants and soft lighting. And in a follow-up survey to understand whether the connection with nature boosted and supported the visitors and healthcare worker, they found stress levels had dropped by 60% in 15 minutes, which is not a bad return. Designers are steering their clients towards plants and greener customizable accessories to create relaxing and inviting atmospheres. In fact, 1 in 7 people in the UK, 43% of Londoners, live in apartment buildings. And because of that, it's never been more important to consider the impact this has on our well-being and outlook. Without a place to eat, we eat, sleep, spend time with family and seek comfort. 2020 placed a greater emphasis on these high residential apartment buildings lacking in outside office spaces for occupants to seek the benefits of nature. Life without private outdoor space for elderly or disabled communities with limited mobility is vital for the mental well-being, and it's therefore highlighted the multi-storey complexes where the nearest form of greenery is miles away from elderly persons' apartments. It's never seemed greater to seamlessly connect with the inside with the outdoors to offer the occupant a form of escapism into the outside, and it's inclusive for all ages and abilities to ensure all occupants' mental and physical well-being is looked after through the year. And trends pointed to the garden becoming the public face of the home, a role that was once reserved for the living room. We describe this booming trend as gardens becoming the fifth room of the house. So when designing outdoor concepts, factors should be considered such as can the emphasis on the exterior offer further enjoyment for the occupant with colleagues, guests, customers, or family and friends? Can the space offer more time in the exterior? Does it provide a sense of ambience and comfort to encourage the occupant to use and enjoy this space even more? We next turn to whether the connection of the outside can be used as a 365 space for the occupant. And from a design point of view, does the outside and inside seamlessly interface to become one for the occupant? With the constant design and development, Renson offer a full outdoor concept to meet the needs and trends of the current climate. We offer patio covers, carports, garden elements, and an option for facade cladding. And here we can see the outside concept coming together, all elements connecting to create a seamless environment. And we understand that the end user has a budget and needs to align with which we have in mind in our research and development of our patio cover range. We have the Algarve, which is the entry level into the louvered canopy range, and then the premium end clients could opt for the Camargue. This is the Algarve, this is the Camargue. So let's begin with the Algarve. It's the introduction to our patio cover range. It's aluminium construction, weatherproofed, available and made in any colour with powerful adjustable roof blades, suiting the client's needs as cost-effective solution. The installation of the product has been made to be a simple and clean installation via clever hidden corner connections with concealed fixings which don't compromise your design ethos. This offering comes in a maximum size of up to 6 meters for a freestanding option, or alternatively, you could mount the structure onto a building or even couple the structures to cover a larger space. Then at the other end of the budget, we have our Camargue, the premium end of the patio cover range. This offers a maximum size of 7 meters in length, whilst the maximum width of 4.5 with supporting columns. Accessories are integrated into the structure to hide motor fixings. Similar to a budget end, this premium option provides enhanced weather protection for 365 use, with a modular design, easy facade mounting or size option, and like the budget option, between you and your client, the structure can be made in any colour. Accessories on both the budget and the premium end require next to no maintenance other than annual cleaning of the structure and surrounding fixing points. And opting for a standalone canopy gives the occupants flexibility and choice of colour and additional outdoor experience. Terrace coverings ensure a pleasant ambient, and so you can be outside throughout the year without any hindrance from excessive sun or rain. At the top price bracket, clients could opt for this Sky Camargue, offering S-Drive technology that can provide durable and reliable flat sliding mechanism, which gives you more open space within the roof. All can be controlled by the app that users can download to take full control of the system. And with snow being a possibility, the structures are endlessly tested to protect against weathers. For example, the Camargue can easily accommodate 200 kilos per square metre, which is equivalent to your average elephant, basically. From vigorous hurricane, wind tunnel testing to salt exposure and snow loading, a patio cover is designed to be a durable option for trouble-free installation and operation, ensuring occupants receive the benefits of 365 outdoor living. Along with the snow load test, the benefit of extra data warranties means a louvered canopy from Renson can offer you a durable long-term structure. Every customer will have different needs and desires for what they want from their structure. This is why our structure offers users the ability to customize to tailor to their ends. The customization can come at a time of purchase or years down the line as consumers' lives take different directions. When considering commercial applications, the choice of glass is selected to give occupants an enclosed structure suitable for autumn or winter months. You can see it in a commercial environment here. This isn't to say that the residential project wouldn't benefit from the choice of glass. The 10-metre tempered glass is easy to operate, tested to ensure waterproofing, and the choice of glass has been tested to a Miami-Dade NOA certification to provide peace of mind in adverse weather conditions experienced in the stormy and rainy seasons. Private outdoor spaces offer end users the ability to use on their terms. Adding in panels, for example, can create not only a warm and cozy atmosphere for the end user, but the ability to add in privacy panels mean the occupant will always have the structure with their own without interference from neighbours or onlookers. Stylish but functional options for inclusive spaces. In addition to the panels, the option of privacy is extended to a physical fixed wall, which can be styled as a physical boundary for the end user and their surroundings, or as a decorative wall, depending on the existing space provided. So we're adding the heat and sound beam to these units. So the fact that you can use these 365 days a year is the fact that you can close the sides down. You have the opportunity to add heating to the unit. So instead of being a standard standalone pergola, it gives you the option to keep using the unit and keep entertaining for all the different opportunities that you require during the year. Maintenance wise, very, very simple and clean. Only needs annual maintenance. Very, very simple. And solar protection screens, they need yearly checks basically, but subject to annual cleaning of the product, there's no cause for there to be failures or high level failures. It's recommended that if the user has not used or opened the roof for a period, he or she should clear the guttering just to ensure a clean roof opening. And this gives you a taste of what we do as using the unit to its best opportunity. So Renson are proud to offer a total outdoor concept that doesn't stop at the patio cover. Facade cladding, it can also be used as a seamless finish for curved facades or at corners. The potential for customizing the facade is limitless. This provides different infills in wood or LED lighting, or by combining colors, which can be used to create logo signs and door numbers. Aluminium profiles are light and easy to work with, and thanks to the patented fastening system, they can be fastened to the supports quickly and without screws. This invisible clip system is also width adjustable and easily replaceable. By surface mounting with the aluminium profiles, you can be sure of a durable and sturdy facade cladding, which can withstand the most extreme weather conditions. It requires virtually no maintenance, and the powder coated profiles retain their color in all conditions. How can you complete the outdoor makeover? Well, here we see Renson garden elements that offer a planter, bench, and garden lighting. With many buildings owners reimagining the design of their spaces, some are turning to the storage of their beloved vehicle. With returning to a carport, planning permission is not required for a detached garage, although there are rules that need to be met. For example, the garage should be attached to the building and not one that is freestanding, which will be treated as an extension. You should also note that when considering a carport, it should not exceed 4 meters in height. We recommend consulting local legislation when considering the use of a carport. And this is a taster of the UK business model. This is how we're operating in the UK. So we offer a turnkey service from specification to UK support with the finishing touch of accredited installers. With customer service here in the UK and at head office in Belgium, we can keep you close to your solutions. And let's now take a look at some of the real world-class case studies to see how outdoor living can be realised into design and planning. So Renson operate through a dealer network with full coverage across the UK, Ireland and the Channel Islands. Here we have an installation for Garden House Design, our UK only premium ambassador. Garden House can offer expertise in landscaping, design and product knowledge, all of which is evident in the stunning projects the team produce year after year. Next, we have Life Outdoors, an ambassador based in Kent. Life Outdoors understand the COVID-19 situation has put more emphasis on the garden, which means the solution has to cover every day of the year and be tailored to the client personally. And the Renson app gives us the users ability to control the canopy from their smartphone. From music to heater, anything can be controlled, all with the user in mind for the whole experience. And now to conclude this session, a couple of projects here in the UK, both residential and commercial. This is the advanced premium model Sky installed into a residential application. The brief was to create a holiday at home for the family who would often visit the Algarve in Portugal. The end user installed 4 structures into their vast landscape, offering shelter, warmth, and additional socialising space with their large, intimate and extended family. Here, the clients wanted an outside living room following their vast research into the benefits of socialising and relaxing in the natural air. The architect selected the same rail colour for the structure and privacy panels that would complement the chosen furniture for the space. This was installed by our ambassador Shade Zone, who are based in Hull. This installation was concluded in 2019, way before we considered the social distancing, but the team understand that the need for outside comfortable eating areas were critical for increasing trade. The use of the Camargues offered the restaurants at Lakeside Shopping Centre the ability to accommodate busy times. And with the impact of COVID-19 affected the hospitality industry, with fewer people wanting to go out for dinner and drinks. The Office for National Statistics revealed that 2 out of 10 of 1,788 were happy to sit down for a meal in a restaurant, but it comes as 43% would eat out if they have the option to sit outside, in favour of sitting inside due to the possible risk. When we got in touch with Ask Italian and Nando's, both claimed that they have diners specifically choosing to sit outside. So we go back to a residential project installed by our premium ambassador Garden House. Here the team were asked in designing an external seating and socialising area. This was prior to COVID, so the necessity of this space was ever more important during the easing of restrictions in May of last year and April this year. Sorry, that was too quick. Now let's take it international. Here's a Camargue Sky that was installed to accommodate holiday makers in Portugal. So in designing spaces that interconnect with inside and outside, architects, specifiers and clients alike can put people at the heart of their design. These concepts can be applied in a variety of settings, both residential and commercial, all being in line with the building regulations needing to be met inside the home. Through connecting with nature, the occupant's health and well-being is at the heart of the building, whilst being an inclusive space for all, regardless of age or mobility level. I'd like to thank you for joining us today, and I'd like to open the floor to questions.
Hi, John. Thank you very much indeed. I'm just logging back onto my camera there, so hopefully you'll be able to see both of it. It's brilliant. Thank you so much. I sat through that completely and utterly jealous that some of those images, they were just astonishing what people are creating in their back garden. So looked absolutely beautiful. Just a couple of questions I had. I think when you're talking to homeowners and they're wanting to install some kind of structure or outdoor living area, what are the things that you are most frequently asked for by homeowners? So there's lots of things they could put into there. We saw all of the range of things that you can do, but what are the most frequently asked for things that people want?
It's quite interesting. I was at Chelsea last week and we had a number of people coming onto the stands, which was really fascinating just to see, and to answer your question, exactly what they were asking for. And you see certain trends and how they're going to be using it. 9 times out of 10, I'd say people were looking probably to add an indoor kitchen into one of the units, and It was all for entertaining. So there was some well-being space. There was still the hot tub thing, which I think was probably the craze originally, which seemed to be that people wanted. But now it seems to be, no, we want somewhere where we can entertain, have family over, and actually be outside and a lot of it was running around the British weather, of course, and where you've got the fixed screens and the screens running down, but the fact that you could still open the blades. This was the difference last week I found with everybody said. The amazing thing is you can close the thing up, but you can still get air through and still get protection, which is great. So they felt that was one of the major benefits. So to answer your question, I would say probably the fixed screens to the side, so they had the opportunity to enclose it when they wanted to, and the fact that the blades could open and give them some protection, but also still give airflows through into the area was probably the defining factors for what they were looking at.
So we're really going for weatherproof flexibility, so can let in some sunshine, rain and wind is definitely what we need in this country, and then that outdoor kitchen as well, so that they can be cooking outside with their guests rather than doing it all like inside.
That's right, and it's the fact that you aren't separating people from the house and the outside. You're actually living on the outside, and it was actually enticing to say, well, I was thinking of a very small structure, but I'm actually thinking probably a bigger one would give me far more flexibility, because I could have low seated areas, high seated areas, and it's actually the fact with the glass sliding doors to the front, they were looking out over their garden, so they're actually taking in all the benefits of that vista instead of just looking through windows and then enclosed on the inside.
Yeah, and that's a brilliant point for kind of installers and people going out and selling these kind of initiatives and projects to homeowners. Is there is a need for that bigger space actually, to incorporate everything, because if you're going to spend that sort of money on it, make sure that it's a space that you really can use, and you're not sitting there thinking, I wish for a bit extra money.
Well, we actually had two couples who said, we are doing this instead of moving because we can't contemplate between the two, and obviously the cost of moving and stamp duty and everything that's going to cost on that. They were actually saying this is a far better option, because we love. And what was ironic was it was a conversation. 9 out of 10 probably of people that I spoke to said, we love where we live, we just want to do something with it, and this gives us the perfect opportunity to use the house we love with the space we love. So it worked out really well, and it's quite interesting to see how to come from a consumer side as opposed to somebody who's on this side saying this is what you need, this would benefit you. They're going, they're telling me the benefits, which was fun.
Doing your job for you.
A lot did. It was very, very good. I actually gave them the control, and they were, can I do this? Can I do this? What can I do? What can I add to that and everything? So it was working really well. And it wasn't gender driven either. You found that males and females were saying exactly the same things and coming across with, I can see the benefits of why I'm doing this, and that was great.
Interesting. And we've got a question coming from Hannah Williams, who's joining us. She's saying, sorry if she's missed this, but are the pergolas a product you could fit glazing into to be able to close it off in winter but see outside?
So with our pergolas there, it's actually an integrated system. So with the glazing, so you would have the glass doors fitted into the actual unit. Actual glazing you wouldn't be able to fit into one of our pergolas as such, because it's a fixed system with integrations of screens, so motorized screens dropping and running. And the fact is, as soon as you start putting glazing into it, you're actually limiting the opportunity of what you can do with it. You can put a crystal glazed panel into the fixed screen, so you can still see outside and still have the benefit of the wind resistance. So that's probably the best way to describe how you would do the glazing side of it.
And I think, thanks for your question, Hannah. That's brilliant. And I think it's Hannah sort of saying, I might try something out. Well, that's the brilliant thing about trying to bring people back together this week, is to say, actually, let's just inspire some thoughts and some thinking and get people talking again in a way that we haven't done for 18 months.
Yeah,
so even if it's different companies, different, let's all just kind of be inspired by each other and learn a bit. So, I think the really important side of it is the commercial side of it. We're looking at 2 or 3. I'm having far more inquiries now from architects and residential buildings asking, to be making these communal areas and things like that, because they need that social side of how they're using their properties and how those properties are then sold on to people, that they've got that, they're kind of having a gym, having a sort of communal restaurant or bar or something like that where people can meet. It seems to be of great interest to them at the moment. Yeah, absolutely. Because I think that kind of apartment living, it feels like we all will spend a bit more time at home going forward regardless. So trying to make that, people living in apartments, trying to make that communal space where they kind of, can get outside and be together. So amazing. Well, thank you so much. I am, when I get finished today, going away and researching outdoor space and seeing if we can maybe I'm sitting here in my glass office at home, but I'm thinking, we could do with another little one in the garden as well. So
and it's interesting, people saying about can it be used as an office? It can be used as anything. It's probably designed more as not an office, and that's the whole reason why we say it. Most people that have these tend to probably have an office space that they want to go into, and this is an oasis to move away from
completely
and actually disappear into, to actually regenerate and revitalize yourself.
Yeah, lying there with a book, glass of wine, sun coming through the blinds, it just sounds perfect. So thank you so much, John. Sorry we had those little technical issues with
no problem
at the start of the session, but it was great to have you on board. I know people have got a lot out of that. And if anybody wants John's details to get in touch with him about anything you've seen today, please just give me a shout and I will pass those on.
Great stuff.
Thank you very much. Cheers, John. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
So that's the first session over for today. And we're going to move on next to a less industry specific topic, which is going to be around LinkedIn, which is actually one of those platforms that perhaps some of us sometimes think, well, is it really relevant for me? How do I get the most out of it? So very shortly, just when we open the next session, David Glenwright, who is head of training at JC Social Media, is going to talk about how you use LinkedIn effectively. It's one of those things where you can end up down a rabbit warren and spend the whole day on it thinking, well, what have I really got out of that? So just bear with us for a minute while we open up that next session where David will be joining us. Thanks, guys.